I'm not sitting next to him anymore.
Whenever time you left the show, I mean, how did it feel with you guys' lives?
That's a really
we don't talk about that.
That's a really loaded question. I'll let them start.
Well, they make you wear ankle bracelets, first of all.
Yeah, the homing weekends is kind of like house arrest. It's kind of shady. You never know what's going to happen. I guess when I left the show, I left with Walter Jones, Tweet Trang, the Black and the Yellow Ranger. And there was a lot going on in the press, and the show was absolutely ginormous. That's an official word, you can quote me. How to spell it is up to you. It was a crazy time. I was kind of looking at doing some other things, and it was time for me to move on. I come from a Marine father, retired police mom, all family servants, public servants, and that's kind of where my heart lies, which is why I do fire and rescue now. And
The real business stuff.
it was a little different. You know, I was telling the guys, yesterday I was on duty 24 hours, or the day before I came out here, and ran a heart attack, full code at a fire station, and today I'm back here in front of cameras and fans, and how does it feel? It feels different, and it felt really different then. Two different lives, but it's really cool. You guys, each of those places have a really deep spot in my heart, and I love them both. You guys and what I do now. So yeah, it's cool.
I guess I'll go. I mean, I was there for forever. And sweep up after the, well, I'll see you later. I'll sit up here all night. Sweep it. You got your teeth. You got your teeth. Anyway, so I was there for a good 6 years, man. Picture now 6 years ago, and think of all the water under the bridge, and all the people that came into your life and left your life, and those people were other people that are here, And I had known that I was going to leave for some time coming, so it was kind of like watching, not a train wreck about to happen, but it became very sad towards the end. And especially when I had to make the decision, because I left to go to college, I made that decision. And Paul Schreier, who was my tumor, I think, pretty much, so I knew Paulie would have to be flying without me, so to speak, and that was really tough. But Paulie said, "Look, dude, you want to go to college, you want to better yourself, go do it, and I'll send you money like I'm your mom." And he did, actually, for a few years. Anytime I'd be in town, I'd be at Paulie's house, like he was my mother, eating his food, and he'd send me some money every once in a while. "I love you, Mom." So that was really sad to leave Power Rangers and home at the same time. Next.
Well, for me, when I left, I was wanting to run my karate school. I had a karate school, USA Martial Arts, here in LA for a long time. So that's why I did that. But as I'm back here and seeing everybody again, I was like, man, I kind of wish I would have stayed on and finished Turbo. That would have been cool. Sorry about that, guys. In hindsight, I wish I would have stuck on longer, but at the time I felt like I wanted to run my school, and it was tough to do both at the same time, so I made my decision, and I don't regret it, but at the same time I kind of wish that maybe I had stayed on.
The thing is there are some some negative things about leaving the show, politics and that kind of stuff, and I don't really like to talk about that stuff too much, I know that it was scary for me because it was like, hey, there's nothing guaranteed, I heard all these promises like, oh, we've got these things going for you, we're gonna do this show, and then once you leave the show, then it's like, who are you? And so there's a lot of that kind of happened. So it was scary, It was exciting because it's like, hey, it's like a new adventure. But then at the same time, it's like, man, I don't know what's out there, really, I mean, before Power Rangers, I was at Taco Bell and Subway. So it was a whole different thing for me. I was fresh off the boat. It's just, it was just very different, and scary. But I feel good with what I did, and I think leaving and having to go through a lot of crap kind of like made me stronger, made me better, you know. And Narvi and I hung out for quite a while until he freaking took off.
Sorry, Joey, I gotta go. What?
Yeah. No, but no, I totally respect what he had to do. I mean, he's got his education. Yeah. But yeah, it was scary, but I think, you know, I'm sure we all like are happy with what we did, you know. Power Rangers was a good moment, I think, for, you know, a good time for all of us, really.
Can't ever take it away.
Right, yeah.
It was truly on top of the world, man.
My perspective's a little different than that. Since I was the development guy, I was with the show for a year and a half, 2 years before it ever premiered. So I left at the end of the third season. So I was actually with the show 5 years, and I had pretty much done what I could do. And as you mentioned, the politics, and there was other. You know, when a show becomes a big hit, suddenly it's not easy to make anymore because everybody wants to have a piece of it, and it becomes very politically charged, and it becomes less fun. So I left to start a movie division within Saban, and we did one movie. So it was a little. I kind of never felt like I left, even though I did, because I was still working in the same place. But then suddenly it was gone. It wasn't sad. I was ready to go and do other things. So, yes.
Are any of you guys married?
No, I can't find a woman crazy enough for that.
We've all looked.
Yeah, if you want to see a crazy woman, just look back there and look at the beautiful brunette chick that looks like Audrey Hepburn. That's a person that is galloping insane because she let me slip one of these puppies on her.
I don't have my ring on because I was shooting last night. Sure. I was. Nice shoot. You can ask her. I was shooting. I was filming last night.
Sure. Like when I was shooting tequila last night.
And I have a wife and 2 children and a grandson who's going to come to his first Power Ranger thing here tomorrow. So,
Made me feel old too, because when I met them, they were like knee-high to a grasshopper, and now they're old enough to.
yeah, they both moved out visiting the set and stuff like that. So.
Wow, I'm getting old.
My son was actually a putty controller in one episode. One where we go back in time.
Oh, yeah.
That one's great. Thank you. I forgot the names. I only remember the numbers because I went by episode numbers. That was episodes 103, 4, and 5. That's
There's supposed to also be a 6 in there.
Yeah, man.
It rained.
It rained. Yeah, we were supposed to shoot another episode in that series, and we were going to shoot out on a boat, but it rained, so we had to cancel it. So that's why there's only 3 episodes. And then
He's on his cell phone. Let me ask you a question. Let me make a call at the same time. Go ahead.
Actually, from my ex-ranger, just called me at a really bad time. But 2 questions. One, can I please have some of your ice water? And you guys have read any fiction based on your characters?
One moment, hang on.
in front of there's water.
Water in the bag.
For everybody else, there's water in the back over there.
Yeah, they got a bunch of them.
There's waters back there. There's waters back there. See the cups and those over there? Yeah. No, it isn't actually.
No, I'm pretty sure that was. I don't know how they got the blue out, but I'm pretty sure it was on the toilet.
There's still chunks in ours.
Yeah, a little empty. I noticed. I'm not sure.
Careful, that's not water of despair.
Is that cool?
Did you have a question?
What's the oddest piece of merchandise you've seen of yourself or your persona?
The oddest piece of merchandise of our, like toys or things that are created. You know, when Bandai first came out with all their toys, I think I had to go to Toys R Us and buy my toy. And I got mobbed. It was interesting, but that was the oddest thing for me was, they all came out and they had the Red Ranger helmets on them and, okay. And then I bought this thing and I didn't realize until somebody told me that you could flip it down and I popped up.
Giant bodies and these tiny little heads.
Hey, bring that up for a second.
I don't even want to know what it's doing.
We gotta see this one real quick.
Yeah, so I was a little freaked out when I saw that. And then I signed one for somebody and they sold it on eBay.
That's you. Yeah, the flip top head. That's classic.
Morphin' time,
Hey, Steve, for years did that.
He can't morph, he doesn't know.
Yeah, like
I'm just an average 30-year-old high school student.
for mine,
all I think they did was just change the name on the box, so it's still the same face. They just put Rocky on there instead of Jason. Still the same face though.
Oh, he's got them all.